These are field notes. Use them for to-do list, worked for a while, then didn't. This is a bullet journal, or what I made into a bullet journal. Worked really great for a while, until it didn't. This is another to-do list. Worked really great for a while, and until it did. This is a log. It worked really great for a while until it didn't. Planner, that worked. Well, no, it didn't work for me. This is another log that worked really great for a while until it didn't. I even have 2 iterations of a planner that I made myself, and it worked for a while until it didn't. I have a lot of projects this year to record and release an EP, to write an album, work on an orchestral project that I've had floating around my head, write, film, edit, and put out at least 1 YouTube video per week. And the question is, how do I do all of that, still maintain my sanity, as well as my outside life, and get everything done? One of the most important lessons that I've learned throughout life is just try things. You find a recipe that you like, cook it. You want to learn how to draw, try it. You want to learn how to sing or play an instrument, try it. And while that doesn't work in everything, it does work in a lot of things. You want to figure out which journaling or tracking system. You want to find out which task tracking system. Why is that so hard to say? You want to find out which task tracking system works best for you. Try them. Alright, this future me, editing me. Essentially, it's today's like today that really test how good this system is. Today, I have 0 energy. I have 0 motivation. It's one of those days like I could have just stayed at home and chilled all day and been perfectly happy. It's the time, and the biggest problem with most of the systems that I've used, whether it be the bullet journal or some of the logs or to-do lists or task lists or whatever, the way that I've built them has been very rigid. Whereas now I use mostly Apple reminders and my calendar and let those two kind of work together. So I have blocks of time, and then within that block of time on the reminders, I have, these are the specific things I'm going to be doing, whether it's working on a machine, which is my normal job, or if it's preparing for a music lesson or some recording stuff or whatever else I might have going on during that week. I can then kind of plan accordingly. Whenever it comes to days like today where I'm just like, ugh, I really have no motivation. I really don't want to do anything. I'm kind of forcing myself to be at least mildly productive, just because there are certain things that like I need to do today. I feel like this week, because last week when I first started really using this process, that's like the most productive week that I have ever had, period. And this week it's just kind of like, here's where it was and here's where we're at. So if we can make it back up kind of in here-ish, then we'll be golden, but we'll see. So to essentially explain what my process is for tracking goals, it's basically like I said, on my Apple calendar, I have blocks of time segmented out according to how important a particular thing is, sectioned out by priority. That way, if somebody says, oh hey, do you have time to do X, Y, and Z, I can quickly look at my calendar and be like, hey, what time do you need that? And if I'm already busy during that time, then the answer is obviously no. And then to kind of further segment my time down, I use the Apple reminders. For example, I work on sewing machines as my day job, my 9 to 5. That's what pays the bills. And so I have from 9 to 12 is working on machines. It gives me about 3 hours. I can do a couple of machines, or these 2 or 3 sewing machines I'm going to look at and do these specific tasks with in that time allotment. And then move on. Of course, right now I'm headed towards my music lesson. I literally just recorded a whole little this segment without actually hitting the record button. To sum it all up, I've tried a whole bunch of stuff, and ultimately time blocking and just the smart lists and the reminders is what keeps me on track and keeps me going. Stay tuned for better, more, and better videos. Insert interesting YouTuber outro here.